don't you ever hesitate, 'cause you got my number, you can call on me. If you in trouble, put the fall on me. When you're mad, you can take it out on me. When it don't add up, you can count on me. When you're low, come get high on me. Make it slow, take your time on me. Settle in, let it out, come and lay on me. When it gets heavy, put the weight on me. Baby, put it all on me. Put it all on me. I wanna take you out on the town on my dime. Anytime, tell me when you're free. We can do anything and everything you want. Yeah. Oh, I wanna hear all your fears and your troubles. Strip it down, really get to know one another. When it's nobody but you and me, just us. Girl, you know I'm here for you. You can lean on me anytime you need to. You got my number, you can call on me. If you in trouble, put the fall on me. When you're mad, you can take it out on me. When it don't add up, you can count on me. When you're low, come get high on me. Make it slow, take your time on me. Settle in, let it out, come and lay on me. When it gets heavy, put the weight on me. Baby, put it all on me.
Class is complete on the Simmental side of the ring. Once again, our Judge Stepler with his comments on this class.
Okay, what a powerful set of bred heifers that were coming in front of me, and you guys, everybody watching in the stands. This pair of heifers that we have in the top of the class, what an awesome set of heifers. This top heifer, I just love the capacity and the rib cage in her, how strong top she is. She's super correct. She gets out in strides. This is a tremendous individual. There's no doubt about it. I did give the edge to her, just I do believe she's just a little bit longer spine, maybe a little bit more neck extension than the heifer in the second hole. But what a tremendous heifer that follows that first place heifer in second. What a big barreled, super correct individual. A really strong pair to start off this class. Moving to my third place individual, yes, there's no doubt she is not the fanciest made heifer in the world. There's no doubt that she's a little coarser made in the front. And yes, her tail head does go up just a little bit. But look at the capacity and the rib cage and how much natural thickness is in this heifer. This is a big heifer, and look how she strides and she's fluid. I like that about this heifer, and she's going to move into my third place for me today. Moving to my fourth place heifer. This is that very stylish, feminine fronted made type individual. I just feel this heifer just gets a little bit tighter for me today. I'd just like to see just a little bit more in her to compete with those three big power heifers in front of her. Moving to the red heifer, I really got to appreciate this heifer and how she's made. She's got that big barrel again. She's got that nice top. She gets out in strides. I just maybe like to add a little bit more profile to her, maybe a little bit more thickness to compete with the heifers above her. And then rounding off this class with this black heifer, you know, you really got to appreciate that length of spine and how she ties up into her front end. I just maybe like to give her a little bit more rib cage to compete with the heifers above her, but a very strong class of Simmental bred heifers.
Thank you, Judge Andre. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause for a truly outstanding group of heifers that just left the ring. That class was led off by 3292 Black Gold Miss Soda Pop 160F, exhibited by Black Gold Simmentals, Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Second place to 3300. Boss Lake Miss L 849F, exhibited by Boss Lake Genetics, Parkland County, Alberta. Third place to 3282. KNRD Hot Pursuit 19F, exhibited by Whalen Stock Farms, Grand Doris, Saskatchewan. Fourth place to 3294. Black Gold GR Cream Soda 844, exhibited by Black Gold Simmentals of Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, and Grassroots Ranch. Please mark in your catalog that heifer will be added to the sale tonight at 7 p.m. Fifth place goes to 3303 MFR Candace 3F, exhibited by McCormick Family Ranch, Grenfell, Saskatchewan. Sixth place to 3297 Hall's Panorama 805F, exhibited by Hall's Cattle Company, Craven, Saskatchewan. Back to the Speckle Park ring.
Okay, we have our comments on this sixth split on calendar year fair calves. Shannon?
Thank you, Larry. This class here, again, a lot of different styles, a lot of different types and kinds. The heifer I'm leading off with, again, maybe when she comes in, she doesn't jump out and grab your eye. But when you really start to analyze this heifer, There's not a lot you can't admire about her. She's very extended through the front end. She's smooth-shouldered. She's big ribbed. She's got ample muscle. She's got lots of bone to her. Again, maybe not the most eye-appealing, the prettiest skulled heifer, but you know what? One that just really puts it together. You should be proud of her, and she'll be a cow in your herd for years. We get to a heifer that, again, maybe is more eye-appealing. Nice shouldered, nice necked heifer. She does have enough rib shape to her. When I get behind her, I'd maybe like to square her up from the tail head coming out to those hook bones if I could. Just put a little more shape to that hip. That's why you fall into second place today. We get again to a heifer that's very, very sharp looking, very pretty fronted kind of a heifer. One that gets a little flatter made for me and maybe a little tighter up, into that flank. Not as deep a heifer as the ones in front of her, but a very eye-appealing kind of a heifer in third place. We get to a heifer here in fourth. One, again, you have to really admire her just throughout the pattern that the heifer has. I'd just like to soften her up in the middle third if I could, down through the bottom and back into that flank. Maybe put a little more hip shape to her. We get to two greener heifers here at the bottom of the class. Just give up a little bit of hip shape and a little top shape to the heifers ahead of you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. On this sixth split of calendar year heifer calves on the Speckle Park side, winner of the class, first in class, is 3487. Hales Creek, Rock and Reba, 3G, an entry of Hales Creek Farm at Kenton, Manitoba, and Cameron Dodds. Second in class is entry 3172, Colgan's Gamma Ray 19G, an entry of Colgan's Cattle, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Third in class is 3448, Pickett Eyecatcher 1G, an entry of Pickett Livestock at Chipman, Alberta. Fourth in class and in the sale is entry 3493, Ann-Chris Gracie 7G, an entry of the Ann-Chris Farms at Ingersoll, Ontario. Fifth in class is entry 3485, Redneck 5C Georgina 5G, an entry of 444 Ranch at Odessa. And sixth in class is entry 3486, Redneck 5C Goddess 4G, also an entry of the 444 Ranch at Odessa, Saskatchewan. Next coming in is our seventh split of calendar year heifer calves. These females were born between January 15th and January 18th. So basically, not much of a range. There should be 6 of them, and that class is complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a moment here and recognize our silver level sponsorships at the 2019 Agribition Show. Those sponsors include 2W Livestock Equipment, A&W Regenerative Agricultural Initiative Fund, Advantage Sign and Display, Baker Hughes, Blair's Family of Companies, Casino Regina, the City of Regina, City TV, Corby's, Country Thunder, the Delta Hotels and the Marriott in Regina, Enbridge, Finning, Ledcor, Limica Health, Merrick Animal Health, Prairie Mobile and Kenwood, Saskatchewan Auctioneers Association, Sask Power, CMEX, SGI Tourism Saskatchewan, and Yeti. Thank you so very much to those silver sponsorships levels at this year's show. We really appreciate it.
Come on, relax your mind on me. When you need a shoulder, you could cry on me. Baby, you can bet your life on me. And put it all on me. You got my number, you can call on me. If you in trouble, put the fall on me. When you're mad, you can take it out on me. Yeah, when it don't add up, you can count on me. When you're low, come get high on me. Make it slow, take your time on me. Settle in, let it out, come and lay on me. When it gets heavy, put the weight on me. Baby, put it all on me.
Very pleased to have with us here at today's show Mr. Ryder Lee, CEO of the Saskatchewan Cattlemen's Association. Let's have a nice round of applause for Ryder. Very pleased to have these folks representing us every day, working day here on behalf of the Saskatchewan Cattlemen's Association. Pleased to have Ryder with us here today.
Backseat leaning in, we were the running wide open in the headlights, hearts on fire in the midnight. We were the slow and the dance in the dust, Jack and Diane with the radio up. We were living the line about loving and learning to fall and to fly in that summertime thing. We were the song on the radio playing, we were the words the singer was singing. Yeah, we were the oh, we were the hey that made you wanna sing along. Yeah, we were that song. We were the good and the by and the rain. We were the lonesome like a train. We were the let go, we were the heartbroken. We didn't know that it would end this way. We were the almost, yeah, but not quite. We were the steel guitars, the cry and the line about loving and leaving and lonely. And the might have been. We were the song on the radio playing. We were the words the singer was singing. Yeah, we were the oh, we were the hey that made you wanna sing along. Yeah, we were
Another set of gold sponsors that really ought to be mentioned that really help Canadian Western Agribition function would be Ag in Motion, Canadian Cattleman Magazine, CIBC, Federated Co-op, Connexus Credit Union, Cowtown, Alvarez Place, Farm Credit Corporation, Golden West, Grain News, IKS, Myers Norris Penny, Saskatchewan Credit Unions, TD Canada Trust, the Prairie Egg Catalog, the Western Producer, Sask Milk, Master Feeds, Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers, and obviously 2W. We'd sure like to thank these gold level sponsorships. They're a major part of what allows the whole thing to function. And if you happen to know anybody that's connected with these companies, walk up, shake their hand, and say thank you.
Class is complete on the Simmental side of the ring. Once again, our judge with his comments.
Okay, what a powerful set of bred heifers out here. There is not a whole lot of difference between one and all the way down to the end there. This is a tremendous set of bred heifers, and I just wanted to comment that first before we get into them. I'm going to start with this heifer that I brought to the front of the class. I just really appreciate how this heifer is made. She's super correct. She gets out in stride. She's got that beautiful top that I've been looking for. She's thick enough. She's got lots of barrel. She's feminine fronted. And I really like the udder conformation that's coming on her, that nice teat size. Moving to my second place heifer, a heifer that follows very closely to that first place heifer. Does she give up a little bit of that attractiveness up through the front end? As my first place heifer may be just a little bit, but there's a whole lot of good in this heifer. Look how she strides, she gets out, she moves. She's a tremendous heifer. Moving to my third place heifer, I moved this heifer up just a little bit. There's no doubt this is the big power heifer. This is the heifer that's got that more bolder shoulder to her. She does exhibit a lot of thickness, a lot of top to her. I really appreciate that about her. I really look in that udder conformation coming, and she's really good there. Does she get a little bit extreme into that front shoulder just to compete with those two above her? Yes, maybe a little bit, but a big power performance heifer there. Moving to my fourth place heifer, if you guys can really appreciate this heifer and how stout she is and how much capacity she has. She does get really wide base for me when she gets out striding, and I just like to clean up her udder conformation just a little bit to complete it any higher today. And then moving to my next place heifer, this is heifer again. You have to admire the rib cage and the power and the length of spine. She gets a little bit bolder shoulder in her as well too. Maybe dips in that spine a little bit, but big power heifer. Then moving to my last place heifer, this is a great heifer, everyone. This heifer, she's got beautiful lines. She gets out, she strides, she's super correct. I really love the front end into her. Does she get outgunned maybe just a little bit on the performance side?